老板也给有150万没有给我。
他还说我的态度不好的话，要是我的所作所为给组合带来不利，他好朋友雇杀手杀了我。
この技術生たちが今強制帰国させられようとしてるわけですね。
I think it's time for us to get out of here. Looks like he's calling the police. This is the worst internship ever.
The Bay of Hiroshima. For more than 400 years, it's been the center of Japan's oyster industry. About 70% of all the oysters eaten in oyster-loving Japan are pulled from these waters and shucked by hand, the same way it's been done for generations. The salty smell, the tools and technique, the sounds of shells being shucked, it's all a quintessential part of Japanese culture. So you might be surprised that only one of these workers, this woman in her 80s, is Japanese. The rest are from China. They were brought here under a special program run by the Japanese government. The government calls it a technical training program, or internship.
Check it out. You can see the oysters coming up this ramp.
But critics say interns aren't really learning anything at all. That the program is really just a way to bring cheap foreign labor into a country in desperate need of workers, and in some cases, a form of government-sponsored human trafficking.
How much money are you earning working here?
It's illegal in Japan to place interns in unskilled positions. The whole point of the program is to train them in skills that they can bring back home. But our reporting found that it's common for the foreign workers to be placed in menial jobs in agriculture, textiles, and construction.
There are about 150,000 foreign interns working in Japan, and the government wants to expand that program by another 70,000 people. The reason is the 2020 Olympics and stadium construction like this, because ahead of the games, they're only going to build more sporting facilities and stadiums, but they want to use a program that one UN report said approaches conditions of slavery.
Ippei Tori is one of the few people in Japan speaking up for the foreign interns. He's director of the National Migrant Workers Network, a coalition of labor unions and anti-trafficking groups, and has rescued dozens of foreign interns from captivity, including this Chinese man whose boss tried to force him onto a plane back home in December.
後ろが腕を掴んでいるのは警察だと言ってるんですけど、これは偽警官です。
He brings us to the site of the future Olympic Village.
It sounds like this is a program that foreign workers use to come here to learn some skills, so I don't see what the problem is.
技術をですね、学ぶというよりは下働きをすると。日本人の労働者の下働きをするのが技能実習生というふうに言えると思いますね。全くのごまかしです。
So they're not actually learning anything. They're coming here to do unskilled labor.
もちろんありますけれども、いわゆる技能実習生っていうのは開発途上国へ技術を移転しなきゃいけないんですね。で、そのことが開発途上国で生かされているかというと、そういう事例はほとんどないわけです。この制度が非常に人身売買の疑いがあるんじゃないかということは。
These three women left behind families in China when they came here on the internship program hoping to find a better life.
It's your daughter. Oh, she's very pretty.
Instead, they quickly found themselves in a nightmare. They were placed in a nearby garment factory stitching school uniforms for next to nothing, and forced to pay a large portion of their salary back to their boss for rent. And then a few weeks ago, it got even worse. Their boss stopped paying them.
How much money does the owner of the textile factory owe you?
老板也给有150万没有给我。
Did you have to pay money in order to get this job in Japan? Did you have to pay a recruiter?
我们跟朋友还有亲戚借了45000块钱，交给那个送我们劳务输出的那个公司，然后我们就来到日本了。因为没挣到什么钱，所以不想回家。
Do you think you've learned any skills here that you can use at home in China?
学到什么？
没学什么。
后悔死，只学到上当了。
Desperate for help, they contacted a labor organization from Ippei's network. Weeks of negotiations went nowhere, so he brings the women in for a final round of arbitration with a representative from the factory. They know they have little leverage. The owner could fire them, and they'd be forced to return home. We filmed the meeting with a hidden camera. The man in the glasses represents the factory owner.
もちろんそれはあるんですけど、ただやっぱりその賞金額少ないやっぱりレギュラーなんですよ。だからそういうふうにやっていくと自分たちが決定的にこういうふうになってしまうということですね。
After more than 2 hours of back and forth, the factory owner agrees to pay them back most of the money they're owed. But now that they've been deemed difficult, he demands they move out of their company housing immediately.
So this is where the workers lived, 4 of them in this tiny room in this building without a toilet, which is outside. They had to pay $250 a month each for the privilege of staying here. It's freezing cold. They're only allowed to turn the heat on 2 hours a day to save fuel. This is the worst internship ever.
The 3 women will soon return to China. After 2 years of back-breaking labor, they're still in deep debt. The U.S. State Department has been pressuring Japan to address conditions like these, most recently flagging the internship program in its annual human trafficking report last year for subjecting workers to, quote, conditions of forced labor. Japan's controversial internship program was born out of desperation. Japan is in need of tens of thousands of workers.
Japan's got a serious labor shortage. Why? Because it has the oldest population in the world, and it's only getting older. By 2040, they project that the working age population is going to fall from 81 million down to just 57 million people.
That's a 30% drop in the labor pool for the world's 3rd largest economy. And the country has some of the strictest immigration laws in the world, thanks to a government and public long suspicious of outsiders and extremely protective of Japanese culture. Japan has resisted calls to create formal visas for migrant workers, instead promising to crack down on abuses of its foreign interns.
The agency tasked by the Japanese Cabinet Office with overseeing the internship program is the Japan International Trainee Cooperation Organization, or JITCO. It's on the 4th floor of this building, and over the last month, we've made multiple attempts to get them to give us an interview about the problems the trainee internship program has faced, but they've refused to speak with us. Even now, we phoned them up one last time, and they said that they won't speak.
The State Department says the Japanese government's efforts have done little to improve conditions for foreign interns. In 2013, Secretary of State John Kerry awarded Ippei Tori an award, honoring his work picking up where the government has left off. Ippei's network is still getting a constant stream of phone calls from interns in need of their help. The latest case is about a 2-hour drive outside of Tokyo.
We are in Mito. It's an agricultural area where a lot of the migrant workers come to work on the farms, and it's also a place where we've heard a lot of abuses are taking place.
About 2 years ago, Xu Qiyuan came here from China as an intern after paying more than $7,500 in fees to recruiters. She was assigned to pick Chinese basil on a farm here, but was recently banished for filing a report on abuses she experienced from her boss.
Hello.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
快下农家之前，我们的老师就给我说过，他说我们家老爷子，好色，会对女生动手动脚，还有语言上说那些性骚扰的话。他说，这个是很正常的事情。
It wasn't long before Shu says the owner began taking advantage of her.
摸我们女性的胸，还有是屁股，接着就是说做出想亲你的那个动作，他把他那个生殖器故意放在外面，在我们女生面前。
Shu says she told her recruiter about the abuse, but he discouraged her from speaking up.
What's your biggest worry now? What are you afraid of the most?
挺害怕的，没有工作，还有对组合这样对我，整天做过梦。因为那个当时理事长让那个周老师跟我谈话的时候，他还说，他说我的态度不好，如果我一直是这个态度的话，要是我的所作所为给组合带来不利，他好朋友雇杀手杀了我。
Oh my God.
Shu's case is still pending. It took a lot of courage for her to speak out. We wanted to see if we could get a response from her boss.
We're going to try to find the owner or the owner's son who manages the farm to see if they can answer some of the allegations she's laying down at their feet.
After more than an hour, we arrived to the home of Shu's boss.
Hello? Nakai-san?
He's more than a little surprised to see us in our cameras.
We are investigating allegations that there's sexual harassment going on at this farm by you. Can you answer us and say that there's sexual harassment?
ハラスメントをしたということを聞いてきたんですが、本当ですか？
誰？そんなことやるってやるわけやめよ。
We spoke to one of the workers who worked from the farm, a Chinese worker. She said that you exposed your penis to the workers.
もちろんで警察呼ばっからちょっと。警察呼ばっからまた。おう。あれ杉原やったっけって今彫刻中みたいな変なのが来てんだよ。だから警察ちょっと呼ばれよ。そんなの誰に聞いてきたの？
One of the workers said that you sexually harassed her. She was very specific. She said that you exposed yourself to her. She said that you touched her butt and her breasts.
やるわけあんめや考えてみたって。そんで俺は一緒に仕事なっちゃやんないから。お茶だってたまに行ってお茶やるくらいでそんなにいつもかも一緒に行ってやってないから。
All right, well, he doesn't want to answer any more questions, so we've given him a chance to respond. I think it's time for us to get out of here.
今
Looks like he's calling the police.
3人4人でうちさ来てんだけど関原をやったっぺって。関原。
A whistleblower has told the authorities about what's going on here. And the incredible thing is that absolutely nothing has been done to put a stop to it. It seems like this internship program is completely rotten through the core, but very few people in Japan want to admit this.
But they soon won't have much of a choice. Hype is already building for Tokyo's 2020 Olympics. And with that will come new scrutiny from around the world of Japan's internship program, which is expected to place tens of thousands of new foreign workers in Olympic construction projects.
これに対して日本政府は全く何も感じていないのかというと、やはりプレッシャーを感じています。プレッシャーを感じてですね、やはりそれに対するエクスキューズといいますか、釈明をですね、してはいます。しかしながら根本的なところは変えないどころか。
The Olympics should be a good thing for all of Japanese society and for people involved, including the workers. Do you think, unfortunately, though, that the Olympics will result in a lot of suffering for foreign workers here?
それからオリンピックというのはですね、フェアプレー精神のオリンピックなんですね。で、スポーツすることは人権だということがですね、オリンピック憲章には書かれています。そのオリンピックを成功させるために、労働者でなくて技能実習生というごまかしをやることがフェアプレーに反するということで、オリンピックの ある意味じゃ目的にも反してるんじゃないかなというふうに思っているわけです。